This program has been brought to you part by Mayo Clinic to give you more special facts, truth, and well-being. To learn more, go to www.mayoclinic.org. What's up, everyone? This is your street, Mr. Steven, aka The Legend. My pronouns are he, him, and his, and welcome to the Steven Factor. Happy Rosh Hashanah, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys do very well on this wonderful new year. Hopefully this new year goes out to you, and especially in my neighborhood in Crown Heights, for your family and your friends, and most important of all is your heart. I want to do something a little different on this episode, and let's be honest, it really breaks my heart, and I really don't know what is really happening at the moment. On Sunday afternoon, President Trump made the announcement at the middle of the Charlie Kirk funeral that they find out there's a real answer for autism. A few hours later, it's been revealed, according to the News Nation, that Tylenol made with acetaminophen made a total risk of autism. And if you don't believe me, here's a little statement. Yeah. I really don't know what just happened because which just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but he also wants to urge pregnant women to don't take it. If you've been pregnant and you're using acetaminophen, your baby might gonna risk with autism. Now, that is another conspiracy theory, to be honest with you, or should I say Autspiracy theory. And I'm trying to urge my friends about this. And then I made a statement from my personal point of view, both Facebook and Instagram. I'm very shocked and disappointed that those Republicans don't give a crap about people with disabilities. And it's all the things to one man that I really hate. Oh yes, it's President Trump, but it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Yeah, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He is a conspiracy theories about the vaccines. He is also conspiracy theories wanted to ban the NFL helmets, and now he wants to do a conspiracy theories about autism. Now, a long time ago, I'm not talking about politics on my show. However, I had to say it, which has come out of my mouth and which is coming into my heart. And you know why? This is a freedom of speech from the First Amendment. I really don't appreciate it how Robert F. Kennedy made some stupidest Autspiracy about who I really am. But yeah, me included, but also from across America and around the world. And And I really don't know I had to say this when he said a couple summers ago, when he made a statement that I quote, autism will destroy will destroy their families. They cannot pay taxes. They cannot go on a date. They cannot play sports. They cannot use a toilet. Let me tell you something, old man. I pay taxes. I play sports. I use in a toilet. However, I'm still focusing on dating women, but not just yet. I'm still keep handle it, because when you have autism, you need to learn some baby steps. That's the most important. Same thing with people who have ADHD, using their baby steps. That's also very important. Now, for the first time in my life, I never had friends with disability in my building. However, I have friends with ADHD. And I have a lot of people have ADHD. Emma Jane Soslowski, Katie Leffman, and Aiden Cruz. Those three people been diagnosed with ADHD. But also, they were my best friends. But at the same time, we're family. And I'm a man with autism because people have their own creativity and have their own experience. Sometimes when you go outside in the wrong place, in the wrong time, you have serious issues what's really bothering you. Like for example, in Bungle Game Night, let's be honest, I hate Bungle Game Night. I can't even concentrating what really happened around October of 2023 at Williamsburg. I can't even concentrate it. That's terrible. And it really makes me angry. Alright? And I knew that I had to talk to somebody how would I really feel, alright? So yeah, Bungle Game Nights really sucks. And the reason why that I say that is the sensory issues. I tried to concentrate it. It was so loud. And it really bothers me because it really disappointed that I didn't even win with my Batman costume thanks to the Twilight thing. So you know how it goes. And then Emma and I have a little texting, and I was at Planet Fitness for a while. I'm trying to get out of my stress. And I was very upset. I was angry at my friend Emma, and I apologized, and she apologized to me. But yeah, it hurts. It really hurts. But that is okay. That is natural. When you have friends with disability, you get more connected with the ordinary people. That's how it goes. And also, God created us equal. Alright? You already know the Bible. And from you already know the Bible. You already know about the John 3:16 says, and I quote, "For God so loved the world that he gave his own one and only Son, Name Jesus, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but the eternal life. Okay? You know, he already loves us. He already guides us. He always create equal, okay? So you already know what is really happening on this world. So yeah, yesterday Trump teamed up with Robert F. Kennedy and Dr. Oz. They made a stupid statement that Tylenol may risk with autism because the pill made with acetaminophen. Now, there's a little bit of fact about Tylenol. You know, Tylenol is only a miracle worker, right? There's so many side effects with Tylenol made with acetaminophen. It might must both it will might messed up your liver damage. That's true. When you look in the label, when you see the little label there, it's gonna mess up your liver damage. And the reason why it will might mess up your liver damage because if you use a lot of Tylenol, like every single day, or where you get older, it happens to everybody because it will mess up your liver damage. Now, the New York Post also said that they updated the label. If you get pregnancy, your child may risk of autism, which is completely ridiculous. And I really don't know what gonna happen next. It could be updated somewhere between a couple of weeks or even months. Just keep your eyes peeled. I will prove it maybe around somewhere right before the holidays or even in 2026. But people will might gonna ask, where's autism spectrum disorder coming from? And how autism will all begin. Let's start for the first one. So I got my second phone here, and I will give you some more answers and give you more facts. So here it is. So according to the MayoClinic.org, the answer to this problem, where the autism is coming from, is talking about genetics. Now, genetics is the only thing that people using autism, okay? So according to the Mayo Clinic, it causes for autism is genetics. Several genes seem to be involved with autism spectrum disorder for some children with autism spectrum. It can be related to genetic conditions such as Rett syndrome or Fragile X syndrome. For other children, genetic changes, also known as mutations, may risk of the autism disorder. Still, other genes may affect the way that the brain develops or brain cells communicate. Or those or genes may affect how severe symptoms are, while some genetics changes seem to be inherited, others aren't. We also, there's no controversials of the vaccines of autism. Like, one of the greatest controversies in autism disorder centers on whether there's a link between the condition and childhood vaccines, which is not that true. Many research no link between autism spectrum and any vaccines. In fact, the original study that started debate years ago was retracted due to the poor design and questionable research methods. We have some risk factors of autism. Your child's sex. Boys about 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with autism spectrum than girls are. While boys may get autism spectrum more often than girls, it's possible that some girls aren't diagnosed. Family history. Family history. Families who have one child with autism spectrum have higher risk have of having other child with the conditions. Sometimes parents are relative of a child with autism spectrum may minor problems being social or communicate. Early birth before 26 weeks of parents' pregnancy may have higher risk of autism spectrum disorder. In parents' age, there are maybe connections between children born in older parents and autism spectrum disorders, but more research to show this link. And so many complications as well. When you get autism spectrum, you need to use some baby steps. Like I said to you moments ago. School and learn. That's number one. Number two, getting a job. Not being able to live on your own. However, yeah, that was me. That was me right there. Being isolated socially. Still me. Stress with the family. Still me. And being victim and being bullied. Yes, that was me. That was me right there. I have this before. I've been autistic for all my life, a long time ago. I've been isolated in a house. I have no friends. I not be able to live on my own when my grandmother took care of me when I was a kid. Gain a job. Yes, I do gain a job. I've been school and learned. And yes, I've been victim by a bully a long time ago. Somewhere between the mid 99 and mid 2000s. I remember these bullies trying to pick it on me both at schools and at the bus. That's become one of the worst times in my life that I was being bullied. And I told my mom about it. I told my dad about it. Listen, this information right there, Mayo Clinic, it really helpful. It really, really helpful. And people don't seem to care. They really don't seem to care. And it doesn't bother me. Even the Tylenol doesn't bother me. Now during after my wisdom tooth, I have a whole pain after the surgery, and I think Tylenol is the best option, including people with autism. Around 7 o'clock when I used the applesauce plus the Tylenol, and my head began to hurt, and 3 seconds later, boom, it went away. Because Tylenol is a wonderful miracle worker. And you have to thank Tylenol with that, because Tylenol could save lives, and people with autism could save lives. Even I want to know that what year the autism where it began, and I just want to find out, because it happened. Yes, it's been revealed. There's some of the timelines that, yes. So, it's been revealed in the beginning, what year the beginning and autism all began. It was started back in 1908 when Swiss psychiatrist Eugen Bleuler came up with a concept of autism. He used it to describe a group of patients with schizophrenia. And also, what was autism called? Before it was autism, they renamed it, but it was originally known as Kanner syndrome, after the name after Lino Kanner. Early infantile autism, hyperkinetic disease, and Heller's disease, based on a 1908 description by Australian educator Theodore Heller, also known as dimension fatalities, childhood schizophrenia, and syphilis remain the most common labels. Listen, that is the true facts. That was the really meaning of true facts of autism. And it's been started over 100 years ago. And also, I want to know what year that Tylenol has been started. $1879. Wow. And that was like around a year later until autism starts in 1908. So, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., you want to tell me and the rest all the people think that autism and Tylenol are the main problems of the society? But guess what? You old men are wrong. God created us about who we really are. He created us equal. And y'all claim that autism can destroy their families. They cannot use their bathrooms or do taxes. You think that autisms are not being successful. Well, let me tell you something, big guy. You're a failure. And I'm a winner. And you know why I'm a winner? Because I am being successful. And also, I am a champion. But I have a very special announcement that I really want to share with you, including President Trump, my friends, my family, and across the nation and around the world. That I really had to say something. Stay tuned. If you learn more about this channel, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to see my latest videos, and also like button as well. You know what? I'm going to leave this here. If you learn more about these facts that I want to share with you, please just go on Google to give you more information, okay? Because they don't seem to fucking care. We could make a difference. I got my friends. I got my family who's been supporting me all the way. I've been working my ass off. And I don't give a damn what the politician says, because I am being successful no matter what. Just stop it, man. Just leave us alone and live, and we definitely have our own lives. I just want to be who I really am. Please.